join in with the Black Men's Movement. Our convention, the National Black Men's Convention, is April 17th through the 22nd, right here in Washington, D.C., at Shiloh Baptist Church. Shiloh Baptist Church, 1500 9th Street in Washington, D.C. This is the 10,000 Black Men's March and the National Black Men's Convention. We open it up with the release of the Book of Khaled, Tuesday, April 17th. And thereafter, we want you to join all of our greats, Professor James Small, Professor Griff, Dr. Tony Browder, Jawanza Kunjufu, Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Boyce Watkins, CEO Mike Roberts, other great entrepreneurs inside of the Black Nation, Chairman Hashim Nzinga, myself, Malik Zulu Shabazz, Dr. Cornel West, Imam Akbar, Saw Netta, Brother Polite, the Moors, and Taharka Bey, Ishmael Bey, many others here, youth groups, and stopping the violence here in Washington, D.C. for the 10,000 Black Men's March.
I don't believe that white folks should be able to come into an all-black meeting and be comfortable in the damn meeting. It should be uncomfortable the whole damn meeting. Move this over there. Move that out. Look, look. They should be uncomfortable the whole time they're here. No good bastards.
Peace and Black Power. Welcome to another edition of BABATV, House of Consciousness. And I gotta take my time with this one, family, because even though I've known this brother for a number of years, I never, just because I've known him for a number of years, I never will take him for granted or take that for granted. This brother, I first came in contact with, I was in the house of Kemet one day, and Rafu laid a CD on me, Defiant Giants. A lot of you who don't know that Atty Shabazz was in a very militant hip-hop group up on Howard University, and I listened to the CD. I was like, wow, you know, this sounds pretty good. I was heavily into Minister Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan back then. That's still my foundation and my teacher. All respect to the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I was getting the tapes from the Tape Connection, following everything the minister was saying, and I was like, damn, I want to see him in person. And in 1990, this brother right here brought him to Burr Gymnasium. And I saw the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for the first time, and it blew my mind. Back then, I was selling CDs. I think the attorney remembers, and I used to mix the music with reggae, Dr. Khaled, Minister Farrakhan, the spoken word, the speeches, and I would put reggae and hip-hop. And I remember it was this brother who said, use the reggae. Attorney Malik told me, use the reggae. You know, the hip-hop is good, but use that reggae. Use that reggae beat in the background. And I would follow him everywhere. Him and Dr. Khaled, every time Atty Shabazz had an event going on, and actually that's how I met Dr. Khaled on at least 3 different occasions, was with the attorney right here. And brother, it's just so good to see you. I'm so sorry that I moved up in upstate New York. I should have stayed here. So with that being said, family, I just thought I would give the family a little history of myself in reference to my attorney and brother Shabazz. So with that being said, I would like to bring and present to the family, or like Dr. Khaled said, I would like to present the sum, how you used to say it, attorney, and introduce to others my brother, your brother, Attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz.
All right, man, let me give you a hug, brother. Love you, man. I love you, Baba. I'm honored to be here. and to with Baba, and to hear these great words of history and a recount of history, and it really means something. It means something for me to know that the efforts and the events that I've been able to put forth, and the organizing and the struggle and the revolution, and standing with Minister Farrakhan and Khalid Muhammad, I'm glad that it has borne fruit. And I'm glad that I could have an effect on your life, young man. And don't know what happened in New York, but I'm glad you're coming back. Because right now, D.C., to be honest, Washington, D.C. is where it's going down, this struggle. And so I'm happy you'll be back. I'm happy that I was in some way able to touch your life in what I've done. That means that all of the struggle and the strain have been worth it. And so I'm happy to be here with you and to have this conversation with you at this time when we're putting forth the National Black Men's Convention and the 10,000 Black Men's March. Attorney
Malik, it's a 3-day event, correct? Is it going 6 days? Talk to the family a little bit about what it entails, the first day, the second day, you know, the economics, development, and how this really needs to be a group effort. It's no one individual that's going to come and solve the problem. It takes the unique individual contribution of everybody to make that contribution to the collective whole, to make a change and to make a difference. And talk to the people about that.
And we are taught by Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad to study all of the great teachers' doctrines, all of our great organizations, all of our great leaders, to show respect to them. And even though he came from the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and through the ministry of Louis Farrakhan, the Dr. Khalid Muhammad that I know and you know taught us a lot about everything. He taught us to respect Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and taught us also that we were Moors. He taught us heavy respect for the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and taught us about the teachings of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. He taught us respect and love for the Black Panther Party and for Huey Newton and the Black Panthers and for Stokely Carmichael and others. So what I'm saying is, that's why we in Unity Nation, when we got started, we were Unity Nation. And we had that perspective that we must build a united front, that it will take a collective effort, that it will take a broad diversity based on serious black nationalists and Pan-African principles to get us out of this condition. And that's how we're moving. That's how we're moving with the National Black Men's Convention. My dear brother, we have up to 100 organizations that have committed to some form of participation. Organizations as far away as Colombia, South America, and South Africa, the Worldwide Pan-African Movement, and Kathubeb, the Student Revolutionary Movement in Colombia, places I've traveled that are coming here. The UNIA out of Jamaica, Marcus Garvey's birthplace, are coming here. On a scholarly level, Professor James Smalls is going to be joining us. Dr. Tony Browder will be joining us. Chairman Hashim Nzinga, the leader of the new Black Panther Party. Dr. Boyce Watkins will be joining us here at the National Black Men's Convention, which is highlighted by the 10,000 Black Men's March. So we want to say that we are building a united front, and we have amassed many of the best scholars, revolutionaries, and leaders, and bringing them under one roof. And right now we're negotiating with them that before we get in that room down here at Shiloh Baptist Church, beginning on April 17th, Tuesday, through April 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd, it will be at Shiloh Baptist Church, spacious Shiloh on 1500 9th Street, 9th and P Northwest, with the 10,000 Black Men's March being at the Big Chair in Southeast. So it's 6 days actually, on Tuesday, April 17th, and this is it. We will be releasing the Book of Khalid. I have worked on the Book of Khaled for several years now, and now I'm coming with Volume 1. 600 some odd pages dedicated to the teaching and the ideology and the legacy of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. And so that will be the book release on the 17th at Shiloh Baptist Church. And I think you're going to be very happy. It's hardbound, it's well documented. I call it a black Bible from a divine black man that was in our midst that we really didn't know or understand. But now we need that teaching and ideology, and we need it in a way. And I'm going to give it to you in a way where you can teach it and quote from it for life. You know, I know some of you conscious and black conscious and RBG, well, y'all have gotten too big for the Bible. Y'all have gotten, so you say, beyond the Quran. Some of y'all say, I don't say that, but y'all say it. Well, if you've gotten beyond the Bible and beyond the Quran, I'm going to give you the Book of Khaled, written by and uttered by a black prophet in our midst. So you won't have to say you quoting somebody you don't know. You know him. And now you'll have his divine words, and you can quote from the Book of Khaled, the Book of Father's Day, in the 2nd chapter, in the 3rd verse. And he teaches us that we are ruled by women and oppressed by children, referencing what the Bible says, and that there's no need, as he teaches. He say, what black woman is concerned about women's liberation? Who you got to be liberated from, other than the oppression of white folks? Book of Khaled and the Book of Father's Day, as he breaks it down. So in here is the ideologies and doctrine and teaching that you can quote that is going to mean something to us. It's going to transform, I believe, the ideology of our community, and it's going to bring us together. That this book is going to take these scattered ones, RBG here, over here, black nationalists over here, a Black Panther over there. I believe the book is going to bring us together, because I believe if Dr. Muhammad was here, he would bring many of us together. April 17th, the book opens. April 18th is the big Youth and Education Day at the National Black Men's Convention. This is on blackmensmovement.org. April 18th, we open with Youth and Education. All day there are going to be workshops for our people, and specifically young people, on education and stopping the violence. And we got professors and activists and students coming from across the region and from across the nation. That night, the big program features our big brother, one of the inheritors of Malcolm X's legacy, Professor James Smalls, the legendary rap group member and lecturer, and our good brother, Professor Griff of Public Enemy, is going to be on the rostrum. The subject on the night of the 18th is going to be a debate. It's going to be called The Great Debate Part 2, What is Black Manhood? What is black manhood? Because you know there's a lot of confusion, brother, these days about what black manhood is about. So Professor James Small, Professor Griff, Dr. Tony Browder will be opening up on the first night. Jawanza Kunjufu, the great author of The Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys, will be opening up. And then we have Baba Buntu from Ebu Koshini Solutions from South Africa. He's one of the great educators and cultural pioneers in South Africa. He's coming all the way there to here to open us up. So the open night is going to be spectacular as we have this discussion and this debate about what is black manhood in terms of race, in terms of politics, economics, sexuality, community, and others. And we're going to get into this debate finally about what is black manhood, as the whole day is to educate and raise up black men. On the Wednesday, strike that, the Thursday, the 19th of April, and that's a special day. April 19th is the day of the Black Holocaust at Howard University. It's Finance and Economics Day. We got Brother David Anderson, for the CEO, the great CEO from Atlanta and a pioneering entrepreneur, David Anderson. We have Dr. Boyce Watkins, Dr. Claude Anderson. I speak with him tomorrow and bringing him on board. The CEO, multimillionaire Mike Roberts will be there. Brother Hakeem Shakur Ahmed, the Success Scholar, will be there. And other economists will be there, and it's all about the money. On that day also, Brother Polite. Brother Polite's going to be there also. We got a couple of different forums on that day. And I got the Moors coming. Now I got Polite and the Moors on a separate forum, and maybe a couple others. We working on it. Brother Ankh from the Amin Ra squad and others. Because we're going to have a special forum called Consciousness and Cash. Consciousness and cash. Can the conscious lifestyle that many are promoting, does it put food, clothing, and shelter on your table? You see what I mean? I think Sarnetta's going to be on that forum, right? We got the Moors, Brother Sarnetta, who I spoke with a few days ago, and Brother Polite. And I'm glad that they have healed their wounds. They're coming to the table, and a big forum on Tuesday night is going to be entitled Cash and Consciousness. Can this RBG lifestyle, this new lifestyle that's going around, does it put food, clothing, and shelter on our table? And those that are doing it, we want them to come to the table. So that's going to be in one room, and then we got Dr. Watkins and Brother Mike Roberts, and we got all of our great economists. Claude Anderson going to be in the other room. So it's going to be quite an affair at Shiloh Baptist Church. And then the women have come on me. The sisters and the mothers have overwhelmed us. They say, well, y'all do it, what about us? So we have a separate room in the gymnasium away from the men, but on the same church grounds, huge grounds. So they're going to be gathering, and they're going to be talking about economics and how to support the black man. They're going to be gathering on how to support the black man economically and in the home. Not a bunch of feminists coming in to complain how they're going to attack the black man, how no good the black man is, how he's a misogynist and a part of the patriarchal society that is oppressing women. Hell no. These women are coming saying, we love you, black man. We're here to support you. And no matter what condition you're in, we're behind your rise. And they're going to study our convention and back us up on this Wednesday night and Thursday night. Wednesday the 18th, Thursday the 19th, 20th, Friday the 20th at Shiloh Baptist Church. Dr. Cornell West will be on the rostrum. I, Malik Zulu Shabazz, will be back on the rostrum. The chairman of the new Black Panther Party. What a mighty soldier he is. He has been hit with stage 4 cancer. Do you see him hiding? Do you see him down on his knees? Do you see him turning heels from the movement and blaming everybody? Every day, Minister Hashim Nzinga is up out his bed, even with chemotherapy going in his body, trying to do what he has to do to survive. With tubes in his body, he's up every day, commanding the new Black Panther Party, working with Malik Zulu Shabazz. He's going to be here. We want to receive Minister Hashim Nzinga well. We got Brother, what's his name, Roland Martin. He's going to come in, add his perspective on things. Pastor Ted Sutton out of Baltimore and some other Christian pro-black pastors are going to join us for a big night Friday on politics and justice. But what, in the daytime, all in the daytime, activists from Ferguson, Missouri, activists from all of the hot spots around the country are coming. Mustafa Al-Ansari, who's working to put our self-determination program before the United Nations, is doing a human rights training workshops, so you all will know how our case is presented and forwarded to the international courts and what effect it's going to have on land in America. Politics and justice that Friday. Thursday, finance and economics. Yes, that's the big program that night, but in the day, all day, workshops, training, booths. How can you get your credit together? How can I own a home? How can I buy a home? What do I do with my resume? Can I get a job with a black business, or can I get a job at all? All of this is going to be available all day as we work on the money, the finance, and building up the economic capacity of the black man. That's Wednesday. That's Thursday for economics. Wednesday for youth and education. Thursday for finance and economics. Friday for politics and justice. Saturday is the 10,000 Black Men's March in Southeast under the theme, Save Our Sons. Save our sons. So much death in the black community, so much killing in Southeast Washington. And so a big deal on Saturday as we're preparing for 10,000 or more. We got Lil Webby coming to perform. Team Familiar, very popular, coming to perform. Backyard is about to come aboard and perform, courtesy of our brother Jahar Abraham, who is another strong man, national co-chairman of this. So we're going to have a big stage, and we're setting up in Southeast. It's going to be big. It's going to be about saving our sons and stopping the violence, and it's going to be heavy, heavy black nationalist, Pan-Africanist, black power, Million Youth March style in Southeast Washington, D.C. I mean, it's going to be the strongest black nationalist rally ever outside in Washington, D.C. And we're setting 10,000 minimum as a goal. Well, we in our community, Baba. Why are we in our community? Because we can't always be in front of the White House. I mean, pardon me, in front of the Congress or in front of the monument. Our problems is in the black community. And down on 12th and W and over in the hood is where the white man is taking over with his gentrification and running us out. And where they said that no life lives. And so we're going to be right in our hood where our problem is for our rally most of the day, up till about 5 o'clock. Then at 5 o'clock, 10,000 black men against Donald Trump are going to march to the White House to present our claim to the world. To present our claim to the world of reparations and self-determination. We don't want an apology from Trump. I'm talking about now as we transition from the hood. We transition from the hood, transition from the self-determination Kujichagulia rally in our neighborhood, and which the whole black family is invited to. The whole black family will be out, but then all of us. So at the conclusion of the march, of the rally, 10,000 black men are going to march on Donald Trump. And we're going to present our program for reparations, self-determination to the government of America. We're not seeking an apology for Mr. Trump. We're not seeking an apology. Mr. Trump doesn't like us. We don't like him. Mr. Trump and his followers want to be away from us. We want to be away from them. They want their own ideologies and philosophy. We want ours. Their position is make America great again. We can say you can have goddamn America. Our position is to make the black nation great again. And so we believe that strategically a deal may be able to be cut for separation, self-determination, reparations, and independence with a nation and a government that no longer wants us. You don't have to torment us. You don't have to call Africa a shithole and by inference call black people or the black nation a shithole. When you call in Africa a shithole, you're basically saying black people, you a shithole people. This no good, dirty, low-down, bloated, infested, monstrous, sick bastard, the President of the United Snakes of America, Donald Trump, is wicked. And anyway, it's going to be quite a sight to see 10,000 or more black men and people coming out of Southeast to cuss this bastard out on his home doorstep. And we don't know where the rally will end, to be honest. We don't know where it will end. But we know that our people deserve such strong action. So what am I saying? So if you're against Trump, this is your home ground too. This is your home station. This is where you need to be if you're against Donald Trump. But overall, regardless to what this devil does, this is about self-determination. On Sunday, as we conclude, the 6th day of the convention is in the morning time. There are going to be special private outdoor physical defense trainings that are going to go on, and led by the new Black Panther Party and others like urban sharpshooters. And they're going to be outside physical defense and military training at a secret location that is going to be given to us by those that are also be at the convention, registering us for firearms, registering us for gun licenses, and we're going to get out and do physical training and fitness, and we're going to show that Sunday morning, April 22nd, that there is a black military and that we can build a joint military alliance between all of the military forces and black men who want self-defense and black men who want to be in shape and work out and are ready to defend ourselves, that they can come together in unity. And we're going to be, that's what's going to take place Sunday morning somewhere in this city. At 3 o'clock, we come back for the final session. Reparations and self-determination is the subject of the day. We have the Honorable Silas Muhammad, the leader of the Lost Found Nation of Islam, who has been consistent on reparations and self-determination. He's coming all the way from overseas to lecture here on that day. Dr. Leonard Jeffries will be here that Sunday, will lecture and teach on self-determination, and there's a whole room and everyone dedicated to just straight out reparations on that day in part of the arena. In the other part of the arena, we got activists and leaders coming from all across America. I mean, anybody you can name that is out there fighting for our people and fighting for our cause, they are coming to the table for a massive day-long rally. And at the end of the day, brother, all of the leadership is coming to the table, and we are going to vote. And we are going to resolve a few simple but strong matters that are going to carry us to the next convention. And these matters will pertain to economics, reparations, and self-determination, and other matters. We're going to vote. We're working with Dr. Claude Anderson right now, Dr. Boyce Watkins, Mike Roberts, and others. They're going to present a black national economic program to the convention and to the whole black nation. I'm working it right now. I got to go see Dr. Anderson, speak with him here, run the plan over to Boyce Watkins in here, work the diplomacy. We got many great leaders, brother, but there's no diplomacy going on. They're not talking to each other. You know, you got one over here and one over there, and overall we're not going where we're supposed to. The bottom line to it is on Sunday, a black national economic plan, instructions for the next year and a half will be put to the convention and voted on by the organizations and written in the black law. And then after that, we're going to put it to the black nation. My brother, we're trying to form a black national investment fund for real estate, where our people, in the spirit of Marcus Garvey, in the spirit of the stock certificates for the Black Star Line, that they will be able to put up $100, $50, $1,000, and we put our money together and we begin buying up the real estate here in Washington, D.C. The real estate that's skyrocketing. That piece of real estate here that is selling for $200,000, but by the time you buy it and improve it, it's worth $1 million. And the white man is getting away rich. Individual capitalists and bloodsucker capitalist companies are buying up the district, and the black man and the black woman here talking about, can I get an apartment? Please don't put me out. But we plan to counter that, not only with individual buyers. Yes, there will be homeowner seminars and get your credit together and how to buy foreclosures. Yes, that's at the convention, a permanent part of it. But also, we're working now for a national economic development fund where we can put our dimes and big dollars together in some millions, and sometimes qualify for matching funds and other funds in these cities, and say that lot we want for $5 million. Give us that $5 million lot, and let us put our construction men to work. Let us put our laborers to work. Let us put that black company that pours that concrete to work. Put as many black laborers to work as we can. And when that building is improved, it went from $5 million to $25 million. And that money is a part of the Black National Economic Development Fund. The people's money, and the people that bought that building and that accrues, then we buy us some more. Buy us another building and more. And your little $100, say I put $100 in. Well, now I can say, well, X amount of years later, my 100 or my 1,000 increased by 100 or 500% because the company invested my money wisely. And we learned the errors of Marcus Garvey, where they stole from the man and robbed the man and got the man in trouble. Bottom line to it, we got big plans. And this is going to be a black national economic plan that is endorsed by Dr. Claude Anderson, endorsed, signed off on by our leading economists, and put to the organizations and the masses to push. That's one thing we're going to decide. Number two, we're going to have a vote or a plebiscite. A plebiscite is an internationally recognized vote that the United Nations and the international courts recognize that we are a nation. And these organizations represent our nation, and this vote that we're going to take pertains to self-determination and reparations. And we as a league of black nations and organizations are going to come together and sign officially internationally recognized documents that give us rights and title, not only to reparations, but to land, my brother, right here in America. There's land right here that we are entitled to. There are sovereign rights give us rights to. We are not exclusively a people that was just brought here from Africa. We are a people that was already here when we were also brought from Africa. When you speak of the indigenous people here in America, you're speaking of the black man and the black woman. We had Nightwolf come to our opening news conference last week. He told us, he said, my grandfather was a Cherokee, and he pointed to a man like my complexion and said, brother, he was way blacker than you. Talking about our indigenous family, talking about the fact that the black man is the original man and the indigenous man, and much of this land here belongs to us. There are treaties and laws here in America that we have not taken advantage of, that give us land, that give us mineral rights here in America. The bottom line to it is some serious, sophisticated vote and process is going to take place. And that's why we have to stick this convention out. So we're going to vote on economics and affirm it amongst 100 black organizations. We're going to vote on reparations, reinvigorate the reparations movement, affirm it amongst 100 black organizations, and take off. And there are other votes that are going to be cast. There are other coalitions that are going to be cast. It's talking about uniting the police brutality movement and all the organizations against police brutality, settling their differences and coming together. The organizations that have been warring together. We got a beef room. At the convention, we got a squash the beef room where you have to get in the room, argue it out, cry it out, or goddamn it, fight it out. It puts you in the room and get the mess out of the black nation, the conflicts and the arguments and the cuss outs, the stuff that's destroying the people's confidence in the movement, destroying our confidence in the conscious movement. We're trying to settle all of that out and show that unity is the best way and a solid plan of action. So I know that's a lot. And we're prepared to deliver a lot. We say that this is going to be one of the greatest and strongest conventions ever. The black man is the focus, because when we get the black man up and the head of the family and the nation up, then the women and our babies can feel secure. But also the sisters are coming also. They're invited also, and at the end of it, because Sunday is for everybody, we're working on Malcolm's daughter, Zulu Shabazz, and other strong sisters will be speaking. A united front is going to come out of this. Not just any kind of united front, Baba, but a black nationalist Pan-Africanist front that is strong, but not just ideology. It's one that can resonate in the daily lives of the brothers and sisters that attend. It's ambitious, but we're well prepared and we're up for the job. And I know you're going to be right there. Yes, sir. You're going to be in heaven, black man. So the vegetarians, I got to sit down and eat for a minute. We have been organizing all day. Go right ahead, Bob.
All right. My next question, attorney, is, as you know, I know you heard the Sonetta TV Awards. I was looking at the donation. I saw your donation that you gave, the $200 donation. I was like, wow, the attorney. Yeah. Talk a little bit about the importance of recognition, you know, in the Sonetta TV Awards.
I support Baba Sonetta. Sonetta is a former student and still a student of Dr. Khalid Muhammad. He's made a good way for himself. He has found his niche and has contributed something unique, albeit controversial, but very unique to our people. He has helped raise our consciousness through debates and through public forums. And he has certainly made a mark for himself. I support his award show, and I support what he's trying to do, because many of our greats have never been recognized and never been recognized properly. And I know he's going to have the right kind of award show that is representative of the movement. So I'm looking forward to it, because I know he knows this movement. So be at the Sonetta Awards. What date is it? Has he picked his date?
Sometime in July.
Sometime in July.
18th or the 28th, those 2 days, I believe it is.
We're going to be there with him. Many of us have gotten a boost from being a part of it, of Sonetta and the House of Consciousness, and Sutek's forums. We appreciate it, and we back Sonetta and the Sonetta what awards? Black Power Awards, right? TV Awards. Sonetta TV Awards. I'm scheduled to do an interview with him next week. I support him 100%, and say keep on raising that consciousness, brother Sonetta. We're one. He's going to be at the convention also, sure.
Brother, as it relates to buying property, for those of our people who don't know, it's my understanding you have property here in the area.
Sure. We saw many years ago that gentrification was coming, and it is here, and that the white takeover is coming. And so by God's grace, I was able to get my hand on several properties and apartment buildings that help the situation and that helped me to survive. I was lucky and should have done much more. You know, my grandfathers from the Nation of Islam used to ride me through the city as a college student and show me all of these boarded up houses and said, you need to get this one, you need to get that one. I'm sitting here looking at them and not making any kind of move on it, and I go back today and look at them same properties that was selling for $30,000 then, they $400,000 now. But I was able to make some moves, and I'm making productive use off of the land that I have. That's good for me as an individual, and it's me putting black nationalism into practice, providing good homes and living for those that live in the spaces and the apartments that I'm able to provide them, and to get a foothold in this city where white people and whites are buying up everything. And by God's grace, I would like to show others fast. Can't take a long time here. Fast to show others how to get your hands on something strong here in the district or in New York or areas, as the white man is eating it up like a Pac-Man, a white Pac-Man eating up every square inch, every lot and square. We have to own land and own property if we're going to be able to compete.
But those of our people who've been out there on the front lines, such as my big brother Sonetta, working for our people, it seemed like we just don't want to see our people, some of us with nothing, all this doggone complaining. The brother went and bought a Mercedes, and he been hearing about it ever since. I mean, yeah, he got a Mercedes. Our people on the internet, on YouTube.
I'm sorry. Saying what?
Oh, how you get the money for that? Oh, you must have, you know, you just ripping the people off when it was his hard-earned money. The people didn't give him the money for that. He earned the money to buy that and have something nice for himself. Why do we have to have, our people have to be poor righteous teachers? Are you with being a poor righteous teacher, Attorney Malik?
If you have to be poor, that would not stop you. We are the 5%, and we are the poor righteous teachers to the extent that we have been robbed by our enemy, and he has taken much of the resources out of the black nation, where we're starting from a poor position and a righteous position. So I can understand that, but that is not where we are to remain. I'm not mad in the least bit at Brother Sonetta riding in a Mercedes-Benz. He said he got one like mine. I'm happy for him. I'm happy to see a black conscious, a cultural man in our community that has spent his time selling books on the 125th Street, giving out light and knowledge, for him to come up now, to have him something nice. I want him to have more than what's nice. I want him to have more. Struggle and give all your life to the people. Go ahead on, brother, ride. Ride, Brother Sonetta. I'm happy for you and hope you have even more success. And all of you haters who are hating on Sonetta, you're nothing but hateful, jealous-hearted, envious, bootlicking, buck-dancing niggas who are just like anybody else. You see a black man come up and rise, and then you want to try to attack him and criticize him so he can have nothing. And you believe that you should have nothing, and he should have nothing, and we should have nothing. We don't believe that. So what? I don't know where his money come from. I'm not his accountant. I'm not his auditor. But let's just say hypothetically his money came through promoting his venues, and he was able to save his money and save what he had done by helping black people. What the hell's wrong with that? Why can't you have a career helping black people, and if you get compensated for what you do, what's wrong with that? And what's wrong with us as a people? Leave Sonetta the hell alone and others the hell alone. Let them ride nice and live nice, as long as they are not selling out and compromising. Then we are for that. We are taught by Master Farad Muhammad that we are supposed to have money, luxuries, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. I followed a black man who was revolutionary to the core, but he also pulled up in a Rolls Royce, looking clean and lean and mean, wearing the best and looking the best, because we are the best. We do come from a people that played with diamonds and rubies in the sand. We do come from the people that built the pyramids and the Sphinx and the most glamorous and ornate yet spiritually sophisticated monuments and edifices on the planet Earth. So I'm not a hater like that, man. I want to ride. I want him to ride nice. Brother, I want you to ride nice. I want you to have nice things. I want you to have a fat bank account. And guess what? I'm working hard every day for the same. I ain't getting nothing from the people right now. I ain't getting no donations. I ain't got no parishioners or no followers giving me their tithes. I'm working hard every day, and you better be right. God damn it, I'm riding nice and living nice and trying to ride and live twice as nice, because it's only one time around up here on this planet, baby. It's only one time around where we have for ourselves and our children and our babies to establish wealth building and intergenerational wealth transfer. So I don't believe Sonetta is trying to be gaudy, and we're not trying to be gaudy. But it's good to have nice things, brother. We work too hard and suffer too many attacks not to have something nice.
Attorney, well, you answered all my questions. You answered everything here. Very definitive. There's nothing really else for me to say, brother, but other than I'm glad to see you. Peace and black power to the family.
All right, black power to you. And I want to say as I conclude, brother, blessings to you, man. I like your spirit. Your spirit is just a God spirit, and I'm feeling you. And I'm hoping you come back, because we here, we in the black men's movement. We building it together. Brother Imam Akbar, he is the, come here, brother. He is the National Minister of Justice for the new Black Panther Party. Sit here. The National Minister of Justice for the new Black Panther Party. He is the National Field Coordinator for the National Black Men's Convention, but he's a part of this black men's movement we're developing. We are looking for black men from all walks of life who are strong, that want to unite with us in the black men's movement. Whatever your organization is, stay in it. Join in with the black men's movement. Our convention, the National Black Men's Convention, is April 17th through the 22nd, right here in Washington, D.C., at Shiloh Baptist Church. Shiloh Baptist Church, 1500 9th Street in Washington, D.C. This is the 10,000 Black Men's March and the National Black Men's Convention. We open it up with the release of the Book of Khaled, Tuesday, April 17th. And thereafter, we want you to join all of our greats, Professor James Small, Professor Griff, Dr. Tony Browder, Jawanza Kunjufu, Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Boyce Watkins, CEO Mike Roberts, other great entrepreneurs inside of the black nation, Chairman Hashim Nzinga, myself, Malik Zulu Shabazz, Dr. Cornell West, Imam Akbar, Sonetta, Brother Polite, the Moors, and Taharka Bey, Ishmael Bey, many others here, youth groups, and stopping the violence here in Washington, D.C. for the 10,000 Black Men's March. Brother Jahar Abraham, and many others from around the country, human rights activists, reparations activists, economic activists, stop the killing activists. The National Black Men's Convention is coming. The 10,000 black men is going to gather on April 21st at the Big Chair in Southeast Washington, D.C., 1200 W Street. And at the conclusion of our Kujichagulia self-determination rally, we're going to march on this wicked, bloated, ugly, licentious, insane, bloated capitalist pig, Donald Trump, to put our plan of reparations and separations to the world. Join with us. Go to www.blackmensmovement.org. Blackmensmovement.org. I will be your host, Malik Zulu Shabazz. I've been all over this country fighting since Dr. Khalid Muhammad has left. I've been all over the world. I've been deep in the battlefields of Ferguson, Missouri, when the cannons and the guns was being fired off. In Baltimore, Maryland, where the riots was going on. In South Carolina, where they have been killing our people and murdering our people and crushing some Klan down in South Carolina. We've been up off in West Virginia dealing and putting crackers in jail everywhere. We have been all over this nation, South Africa, Colombia, Cuba, everywhere, in the name of Dr. Khalid Muhammad and his mission, which is the mission of Minister Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and all the greats who have come before us. We love you. Check me out on blackmensmovement.org or Black Lawyers for Justice, blfjustice.org. I'm in the courtrooms all over the hell of America, busy 24/7. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Would you like to say something, Minister Iman?
Yes, it is an honor to have served with the Dr. and Attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz in the spirit and the legacy of the Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. I am Imam Akbar, the National Minister of Justice, supporting strongly the leadership of the General Minister and our National Chairman, Hashim Akhenaten Nzinga, and we love black people and working for black people. We are against any form of genocide, gentrification, and any form of apartheid. We are a black liberation networking movement, and we believe in black power, black liberation, and we believe that the black man is the scientific mind. He is a man with an ingenious mind, and he was building civilizations when the opposition was still a cave-dwelling man, a man that has been called savage. The black man has never been called a savage. When he had barbaric habitations, we were already moving in productive habitations, civilization, mathematics, medicine, all forms of culture, all forms of architecture and building. So we have never been a people without. We have been used to gold, diamonds, and silver, used to having the uranium and the chocolate and rubber, and all of these things were from Africa. When the white man begins to brag on a legacy, it is usually something that he has stolen from Africa, from the natural resources, the mineral resources, and eventually, of course, he stole the human resources of Africa. And we want to return to the mindset of Africa, and many of us want our own separate government away from the white man. That's a great separation must take place, as both of our teachers, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, taught us to separate from the opposition, from your open enemy, the white man. And much of what we know now is now the talk of the day, to come to this 10,000 black men's, the 10,000 black men's convention and a 10,000 black men's march against apartheid, against genocide, and any form of gentrification. We are a strong black nation. They stole our brotherhood, our motherhood, our sisterhood, our fatherhood, but they did not take away our spirit for our nationhood. Although we've been born in America, our spirit is born in Africa, and we will return to the motherland and work another plan, because if the snake that bites you in Africa is surely the same snake that bit you in Atlanta, Georgia, in Washington, Mississippi, in Los Angeles, Alabama, all over Florida. When you name it, you know the white man intended to have slavery 100%. So with that freedom, justice, and equality, we will salute our national representative and international ambassador for black people at this hour, the Dr. and Attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz, with a strong black power, and a strong black military to support that call. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.